So this is the Mbawula Chat. You'll find out more about it where we get to sit and learn, because if we are learning, then we can be. I'll never forget. But just to sit and to learn again. Bati ngezulu indlela I kwabaphambili ngithi. Those who have gone ahead ngithi. Those who have achieved what we may desire to achieve. They've got the secret. So we need to sit back and be like a sponge, observe, listen, and learn. This is a Mbawula Chat that you want to listen to. Who's this gentleman that I'm introducing on stage? Libiso la hae ke Mr. Thabiso Mphore. That's right, my brother? Mphore. Okay. Nna ke re Mphore. I ke re nna ke ibitsa se ke Mphore R-E. But I've been what's the word? Yeah, I'm struggling to find the English words. Mphore. Okay, Mphore. Watch the face, Mphore. All right. Okay. There's more to it. You want to listen to this. He is the founder of Kgethogolo Trading and Projects, known as KTS Tires Solutions. Dunlop Express. Ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman that's going to come onto stage has managed to overcome various challenges in order to make his dreams become a reality. Historically, Dunlop Express is a newly established, independent, owned tire fitment and service offering. Quite interesting. Tire. I saw earlier, one of our finalists was having a conversation. And the finalist is the one who supplies tires. Today, he gets to sit with someone who works in the tire industry and is a heavy hitter. It's about coming together and connecting. Let me continue to read the bio. Since inception in 2014, the Dunlop Express program has grown rapidly with a footprint across Africa. Dunlop Express has made great strides with more than 80 stores nationwide. Incredible. This gentleman has over the years grown in the industry. He is currently the first black person to become the vice chairman of TEPA, Tire Equipment Parts Association. The first black person. I think that deserves a round of applause for our brother, Mr. Thabiso. We'll find out more, but lastly, he's a member of Transformation Committee, Retail Motor Industry. So, yeah, and he's here to share with us his journey, to share how he's growing sales, how he's become the first black person, and many more. But most importantly, to have a conversation, to help entrepreneurs get to the next level. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like us to please stand as we welcome this gentleman onto stage and show some massive love. Welkom. Let's get up on our feet and put our hands together for Mr. Thabiso Mphore. Come on, welcome. Come on, welcome. Come on, welcome. Come on, welcome. Let's show some love, ladies and gentlemen. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Brother, welcome. All right, so Mbawula Chat, it's a conversation. It will be facilitated by Bulelani Balabala, Mr. Get Things Done himself. My brother, gents, over to you.
How's everyone doing? Sharp. Before I talk to this amazing gentleman on my right, this particular topic, is a very important one for me. But it's not just an important one for me, it should be a topic that's important for every entrepreneur. Because sales is the lifeline of every business. If you're in business and you're running a business, sales doesn't have a type because you chose entrepreneurship. So if sales is not your type, you must practice it being your type every single day. So you stand in front of the mirror every single day for 2 minutes, you practice your elevator pitch. You practice your elevator pitch, you are pitching to a crowd, you practice that pitch. We are preaching to whoever's a buyer or a deal maker, you practice that pitch. It's not just that practice makes perfect, but practice of the right thing makes perfect. When you sort of go back to, when you go back to the workshops that we've done, for instance, now, all of them are live on YouTube. And what that then does is it allows you an opportunity for you to go and watch all the pitches. That's a competitive advantage because you are able to then analyze which pitches aligned with you. What style did they use? Because it's not just saying the same thing in the same way to every single person, in the repetitive sense, and you think you're gonna close. No, it's being able to understand the person that you're selling to and selling that to that person in a way that would be effective to them. But you have to sell, and you have to sell each and every day. Now, selling every day on the backdrop of running your business functionally is a difficult thing, and that's a reality. Because you must sell, you must, deliver whatever you need to deliver on. So what then do we then do? It's a discipline. You must train yourself. Similar to someone who wants to lose weight like me, I must jog every other day. Maybe I must also change my diet and do a couple of other things that smart nutritionists or dietitians or whatever would suggest. You do that, but you do it as a discipline. Because the things are not easy learned that are the most effective. They are hard learned. But the moment they are learned, they become normal and they become natural. You sell every single day. So this thing, because whenever you don't sell, so 2 things, and then we jump into the conversation that I just wanted to share. It's cheaper to grow your customer base from the customers that you currently have. Are you asking them for referrals? Number 1. Number 2, are you actually understanding who your customer is? So in this moment right now, if you are running a special and you need to send it out to your customers, do you even have their contact details? Just basic data like that. So, but someone says, no, but business ya Toma, the perfume, I'm selling the cake, the biscuit. No. For the fact that you've got a customer, you've got a valuable thing. You've got someone who's proving your business concept. Because when you don't have a customer, it's not a business, it's a hobby. But when you've got someone who says they're willing to invest a 1 rand, 5 rand, or 6 rand, that's power, because now you've got the power of going back to that person because you've got their details and asking them, but why did you buy from me when there were so many others? The answer to that becomes a shift question, because what you now need to do is sell to more people that look like that individual that bought from you. Now you've got insights of what that person is and what they're interested in. Utilize that data. In big English, they would call it data, but all it is being able to just understand your customer. Not everyone's your customer. So the lady sat here and she spoke about the swimming pool. And she said she's not going to go to the township market. It sounds a little bit offensive, but business is not about emotions. It's about understanding who your target market is. You sort of look at one of the strategies that luxury goods use. Very interesting. So a person who actually has the money to spend 200,000 rand walks into a store. Some of the sales ladies and gents are actually taught to ask the person, sir, I've noticed that you were looking for quite a while. Are you sure you can afford this? You know what a wealthy person does? They don't storm out of the room. You know what they do? They buy double or triple whatever they wanted to buy as a show of force. But the salesperson has met their targets. Then you know what happens after that? They then build rapport with this sales individual. So that every time I come, you now know that you need to call me because I need to show people, I need you to be able to show whatever acquaintances I bring into the store that I know you, but apart from the fact that I know you, I am the man. And because you're the man, you can't just buy 3 now because the last time you bought 3. You need to prove to me that you are the man. But that might not necessarily work within your space. But it's those type of techniques that you then need to then take into your business. So it then goes back to your time, whatever you call your downtime, what are you doing? Are you learning? Are you developing? What are you doing? If you've got time now, you've got a cell phone and you're on Facebook. Are you on Marketplace and seeing what other guys are doing? Are you on YouTube and seeing what other guys are doing? low-hanging fruits, existing companies, customers, harvest their data, engage them, understand why they buy from you, ask them for referrals, incentivize those referrals, meaning I'll give you 10% off, or if you bring 5 people, you refer society, mahala, do those things and then get those individuals to become your ambassadors. But sell, the first job and main job you have is to sell every single day. Make no mistake. So when you are here, there's no ego. You leave the ego at the door. You forget the person that you came with. You're tengisa jo. You're tengisa. You've spoken to everyone, because if there are 300 people here, guess what? You've got 300 potential customers. On those 300 potential customers, if you are able to actually find 20 that are actual leads, then you've won. Because those are the people that you follow up on Monday. So we've made your job easier. But to come here and to listen to these amazing presentations, and then you're going to go home and practice them, but you left your customers, it's vain pursuit. Sell every day. So it brings me tremendous honor, to be facilitating this Mbawula Chat with this amazing gentleman on my right. Very seasoned entrepreneur, very sharp and decisive. But I think most importantly for me, he's got the community at the heart of everything that he does, my personal belief and what I've been able to pick up. But over and above that for me, primarily driven by being able to bring along the next individual, but not just bring along people who are looking for handouts, but people who are willing and ready to work and put in the effort and the time. So as if they didn't read your bio, as if I didn't read your bio, I don't know anything about you. Introduce yourself like a stranger, talking to strangers right now.
Everybody. Like they said, my name is Thabiso Mphore. I'm from Virginia. My business is situated in Virginia. Often I get the question, my brother, that when did I start with business? And to be quite honest, I find it very difficult to say I started being business 13 years ago. But the reality is that my first registered business was 13 years ago. But myself, Thabiso, I'm one person who's been always driven by business. I always wanted to do business. I remember in my high school early, when the teacher asked randomly, what do you want to be when you grow up? And everyone is saying, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a nurse, And during that time, it was common for many to say, to mention those professions. And I stand up and say, I want to have money. And everybody started laughing, Like, how's possible? I know, I just want to have money. That's what I want to do. And during that time, I remember even at school, I was selling sweets. I was selling some fruits. And I did that throughout my high school till I get to tertiary. If I can tell you, I have never had a formal employment. Basically, I don't know payslip. I have something that I've never had on my name. Yes. All these years. I mean, all these years. I get salary advice. But because I'm in business now, I must have salary advice because I get the salary. I don't even have one. But okay, the salary I get is consistent. But if Banga one day Bambata salary advice, I must call the office. Can you do me 3 months bank statement salary advice? Yeah, so I did not start with the tire business that I was introduced here with. I've been in I've been in business. I've tried many businesses, but ultimately I found passion into tire and automotive services. And that passion was introduced by the business that I was involved with before, which I still have. I'm into transportation as well. So that transportation has introduced me to the tire business. And I always say to people, as an entrepreneur, you may be a director of many businesses, but you need to have what we call focus point. Do you understand what I'm saying? How work at Thabiso for one of my day. It's fine. But when you get to my space, that's when you realize that I've got these other entities that I'm doing that you are also struggling to have. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for me to introduce myself to people. It's easy for me to introduce myself into a market to say, I'm into automotive services and tire supplier. But once then we are able to unpack more.
I think you said something I totally didn't expect, but it's one of the most powerful things. He says, have a focused approach, but that focus must lead you to the point where you end up being known as Mr. Ditayer. The moment you are known by that, you've attracted the customer. And then you are able to sell the customer any other thing. You know, this then is important to me, you know, as a business owner myself, because, you know, sometimes we try and do so many things that people don't even know how to differentiate you. Because I can know selling whatever works, then you become that person. But this then approach then solidifies you as a business owner. But now, Thabiso, you know, I want to sort of track back here. You've never worked anywhere before. Now you're entering this world of entrepreneurship. I mean, how did you deal with, you know, imposter syndrome and the psychology, you know, around entrepreneurship? Because, you know, sometimes it seems like type of thing. And sometimes you're in a space and you're given opportunities to say, no, come pitch. But you yourself cancel yourself before you even get to the customer. You know, did you have those moments, and how did you work yourself out of that? You know, being a young boy who grew up into an amazing man from Virginia.
Look, I must say it's not easy for everyone to even go and to pitch your business idea when people don't even know you. But I always say, start with you. You must work more harder on yourself so that whatever you may sell to other person, that person is able to buy it from you because you believed in it. You know? I want to commend the people that came to pitch today. You know, it's not easy to pitch, but if you are driven by something, I'm not saying if you are driven by hunger. Don't go to business because you've sent 10 CVs and you are not appointed. You know, I'm driven by a passion. I am an entrepreneur. I'm in that journey. So even if I may be rejected today by this financial institution, I will try another financial institution because I'm the one who's got an appointment with the future.
A round of applause. Allah, come on. And that then talks to your own personal conviction. You know, how bad do you want it? And what are you going to then do about it? What are some of the failures or challenges you've come across? You know, this is one of the common questions I always ask when I have Mbawula Chat, because obviously we all don't look like our problems. And especially if you're in the Mbawula Chat seat, then you definitely don't look like any problems at all. You know, and it almost seems like you are living on cloud nine. Have there been those moments of where you felt like I'm closing down, I'm leaving this place?
I want to be honest with you, I've never been that. Because even if I would want to key and say I'm leaving this, I don't have experience of 5-year experience in the management somewhere. So ultimately, I had to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I want to be honest, the doors have been closed for me, and I knock on the next one. You know, when I started these things, I started in an event space, you know. So I used to, before I had even the equipment, I used to do event management. And that's when I started to engage with different people. And I learned at the very early age the importance of saving money for better future. Like I said, when I started my business at a very early age, I used to save money maintain my life while at school. So even to get to the tire business, if I say I was funded by this, no, I will be lying. I've pitched, I've applied for loan. I still remember, I still have a rejection letter from one institution when they say they've funded somebody on the same business idea and that business failed. But I continue because it was me who saw the need. I saw the market, I saw the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So when I scoop a contract, the same institution came to me and said, look, we are prepared. We want to give you money to work. And I have some fine. Now I've got money. I can work. Don't worry. It's not like before when I started. Now I can work. Don't worry. I'm fine. You know? So giving up, it's a last thing. It's a very last thing on my mind. It doesn't exist. It's like asking me, how do you deal with competition? Competition should be there. I mean, otherwise you're gonna relax. It has to be there to keep you moving, to keep you improving. So the market that I'm into, honestly, it's wide dominated market. All right, it's very difficult to penetrate that. And I don't sell my business by the color of my saying. No, my BE score point will take me. No, I sell my business according to the service that I will be offering you. And rest assured, I hear people talking about digital marketing and what. Those things are very good. I mean, today, all of us, we've got smartphones, but never undermine word of mouth. It's very important. When someone asks, where did you get these tires? And say, I was assisted by the guy in Virginia. It was at night. That guy wake up and he gave me his service. The word of mouth is very important.
There's so many notes. Masterclass 10 out of 10. Because this, I've got tons of questions, But you see, what I love in what you said reminds me of a case study I read years ago when Michelin, the cigarette brand was being banned from advertising and cigarette brands were being banned. They then took one of the F1 cars or Formula One cars and they didn't put any logos on it and they branded it red. The magazine spreads were red, the billboards were red, but it was their signature red because not all reds are the same, similar as the Nedbank green. It's definitely not the same green. But to the eyes it seems so, but to the brain it's not, right? But the conversational pieces that came out of that sparked curiosity and engagement. And I think with every small business, latch on to these words. Don't just be focused on Abuti wa print and let's a business card. It's all about, is that whatever marketing or print products you're gonna have, are they gonna get people talking? Get them to get people talking. Let them build a level of engagement, because when they build engagement, the chances of you selling are amazing. But I wanna ask this. So here you are, you've never worked. Where does the experience come from? Because some of the challenges that you come across, especially when you talk to the small business, some of the small business primarily driven by younger guys and the sort, is if they are rendering a service sometimes, then it's not excellent. It's almost this mindset, like there's this thing that we used to say, called a 6 or 9. Yeah, I mean, I know I said I'd deliver at 2 o'clock, Maraki 4, at least the item has been delivered. Yeah, but you've got a level of meticulousness and a level of we need to deliver perfectly. Where does that come from? And how have you developed those learnings over the years to be able to navigate the complexities of business?
Very important. Very important.
Okay.
Very important question, my brother, I must say. I'm going to chat with you about what do you do. So I'm one person. I'm not afraid to ask. I remember one day after I dropped out of school, there was this guy, man. He resigned from Mosibito 1925, and he's busy every day. And I asked him, "Where's Amma?" And And from that day, I remember ke like about close to this person to a point ya hore ha ke tloa pela hae ne signal information ke bona hore ke e tswa tjena motho ona o rekisa. And that person at that time was doing artist management. He was purely doing artist management. He's big in events now, you know. So many people don't want to ask. You want to what la no. When you look at me and people say I'm into Thai business, I know Thabiso. No, both are. Then you'll realize, you know what? There's actually more that I had to learn from this person than so I ask. That's when I got most of my experience. I ask, even tires. I don't even know how to fit a tire myself. I don't know, you know. I didn't even know how to sell. By the time I went to that business, I didn't even know my tire size. So I went to this white champ and I told him, I've got this and idea. Can I come to your shop and check? So he allowed me an opportunity to go and check, and then I keep on asking, so what is this? What is the importance of having this machine? So what is this? What is the importance of having this? From that person, I came out, kinal information and kinal idea, which direction I must take.
I mean, I hope you guys are loving this, because this, on the backdrop of, I think he mentioned also a powerful note in the previous answer. He talked a little bit about competition, that it's not bothersome because it keeps you competitive. And then on the back of that, he then gives an amazing example of someone who's confident within their business, who didn't see him as a competitor and said, no, I'll give you all the information, you know, but you have to do a critical thing that we're being told here. Ask. You know, ask. Go out there and ask. Go out there and ask and learn. You know, but there's a motto you live by. I mean, I really liked it when I read it in the formal bio. What does that motto mean to you? Okay, first, what is the motto, and what does that motto really mean to you?
We are entrepreneurs, right? And it is very important that you should be in business to make money. Don't leave that behind. So by being in business of making money, there's a certain lifestyle that you may want to live, or where you want to be in life. Amongst one of the books that I read recently, I read Vuyo Tembekwayo. And he said, the distance between the life you are in and the life you want is discipline. Right? And I find this motto from Vuyo talking to me to say, how then do I want to grow my business? I have 2 branches now. What is my 5-year plan? Where do I see myself in the next 5-10 years? All right? My company is Kgethogolo. I'm under the franchise of Dunlop. How do I see myself? Will you ever own a franchise? So for me to achieve all of those things, I must have first things first, discipline. And financial discipline is very important in business.
But I mean, I like that. But you know how we are as small businesses, right, or business owners. I mean, I am the business, like it's always as it said popularly. So Ginkamo, and I pay my personal bills, and I pay other bills. Then I've got someone I really like in my life. Then I buy them things from here, and you know, orders undelivered. You know, I think for me, I love the nugget that you gave, but can you just really talk to that level of importance? Because, but also, before you talk about that level of importance, you spoke about when you were in school, you were already saving money from the money that you were getting. Where did that come from? You know, because these, you know, we constantly have conversations in groups and friends and in troves, and we talk about how financial education is important. We need to have it in and around at home. Was it an experience that you had? Was it being taught to say, this is what you need to do to be able to further your life financially? Because everything, I believe, one way or another boils down to finances, because relationships and friendships and business and...
The saving thing started very early. I mean, every one of us knows your background. You know if you have money, you don't save it. You know where you come from. So the saving part was informed by that. But when I was in tertiary, I was studying internal auditing. So I was doing finances as well. So I knew, I learned from there that it is important to save. So I learned from there that I need to save, especially if there's something we want. You know, sometimes people just save money for rainy days. You are told that save money for rainy days, and you know what I'm saying. But also you must learn to save money if you want to extend or expand your business. Don't be comfortable in your space of business and say, I'm doing this business and the competitions, you know. Always dream more, dream to grow. So that's when I learned, that's how I learned to save money.
I just want to pause here. Sorry, I just want to check my time. Okay, cool. We're going to take some quick. But I want to pause here and ask, I mean, are you guys learning anything? Because I'm sitting here gobsmacked. It's amazing. I mean, for me personally, it's one of the best Mbawula sessions we've had because I've asked simple questions, but because there's a wealth of information, we're being steered through an amazing masterclass, but masterclasses within masterclasses. Now here you are, you're building this business and you've been able to branch out into the second branch, you know. And one of the common problems we have as entrepreneurs is, my employees are not doing what I want them to do. They are not listening. Working with people is difficult. They don't deliver. You know, building teams is a very difficult thing. You know, I wish I could just work alone. We complain in various forms and in various ways and whatsoever the case is. How have you been able to build, you know, the teams that you've worked with, you know, with discipline? How have you been able to navigate those terrains, you know, that gives us challenges or sleepless nights sometimes?
You are interviewing me, right? Yeah. Then let me ask you. Does your employees know your vision?
They should, yeah.
My employees knows my vision, right? As you walk into the business, the vision of the business is there. They've signed it. They know what is expected from them.
I love that. I love they've signed.
They've signed the commitment. They are committed to that.
I don't know what to say. No, because you know, I don't wanna be selfish. I've got tons of questions. I mean, I'm really because you know one of the biggest things personally we always desire with this segment is for an outpouring of information and not have it be surface level. For the person to be able to come here and say there are practical things that I'm going to research more of when I get home, so that it transform your business. And I believe that with this information that's been given, I mean, we've just been sitting here for, you know, 29 minutes. That is transformational. You can go learn these things and go deeper in them, and then they transform your business. But I want to ask now, and then I'll ask my last two before we close. But I want to ask, I mean, is there anyone maybe who has a question? You know, this is your chance. If you've got a question, just let me stand so I see there's a gentleman at the back. Just 2, 3, 4 questions. There's a gent in the blue. There's a lady here. Okay, there's a lady there. I'll start with these first 4. Nah? What I'm going to ask is that you please come this side for me. The ones who've... come. Don't know how to come. Yeah. Come. The 4 that I've seen, please just come this side. Perfect. So this is you pause at that marker over there. Double up stage. Hey, entrepreneurs, I love them. That level of chutzpah. Yeah, so that's your spot there. He's our first. So the X marks the spot here, and then you guys just park over there. You ask the question, you know, like working relay. Shapaga Mike, then he asked the question. So I don't know what format you'd want to take. Do you want them all to ask or you'll answer as they ask? Perfect. There you go. Abuti.
Okay. Kalebo. Kalebitso ke Tebo Mapige ke tla Orange Grove hona Thabo. And then po ko botsa potso e lengwe fela ho wena hore ana business tse leng go qedile ka tsona before jalo ka no thuso successfully ka inana ya mathai. Ola khutlela ho yona wa revisa di mistakes tsa ha ona because of now ke utla ga go no sugar khuta di ntho tse loreng o di fihlelletse o bua ntho street ke re be re ratang di ntho ka teng le di entrepreneur ke go ke lebo.
Daddy, before you leave, I want to understand your question. Do you want to know whether the business sounds like it's all up like or what do you want to know?
Yeah.
You want to know that? Okay. Okay. From where I started, most of the business that I've started with, I still have, and I'm still doing them. It can be that I'm not on the same because of the commitment, but I'm still doing them. Let's talk about the events. I used to do event management. I'm now renting events infrastructure. So your sound, your abolition facility, your tents, I'm doing that. I'm no longer doing management of the events anymore.
Okay. Thank you. Kalibitso ke nna for Chabalala ke dula ka ona ka mona ka batho. Nna ke tlo ba mtelele ke batla fela go botsa fela potso e one fela hore since we are at this event e ke nanang hore it's a skills development program for basically people who are into business. My question is directed to you, how do you then train business people who are into business, more especially those they are facing financial crises, but then the proposals it's abona, the strong proposals it's abona, the hloka or the amendu money le money. And again, how to analyze a proposal according to the proposal at submitted, which are the main points the Osheban proposal high that's all. Thank you.
To be honest with you, I've never been in a space here that I will tell you your proposal is bankable or not. Ne? But I've got to believe, especially as a business person, often our proposal, we take them to people who are not in business, right? To the bank, that person has not ever been in a business. And they will tell you about the projections and what, and risk and what, you know what I'm saying? But because that's your proposal, that's what you believe in. Ne? Being rejected once or twice doesn't necessarily mean your business you won't succeed doing your business. That's number one. Number two, yes, I assist people where I can. I assist people where I can. If you've got any idea, if I'm able to polish your idea to say, look, why don't you do it like this instead of doing it like this? I'm able to do that. Did I answer all your questions?
That's so what I'm gonna do, because we've got a line and time. So after I'll arrange for just for 2 seconds. Thank you. But what I'm gonna ask is, when you go back, please go, please. I'm telling you.
Thanks, Bulelan. Thabiso Mphore. My name is Bandile. I'm from the Eastern Cape. I'm a founder of what we call IR Remedy for Colleague. I have 2 questions for you, Bra. The first question is, do you own 100% of your business? And the second question is, you said you have multiple businesses. I want to know, are all your businesses under one business or under one company, or you have different companies?
Thank you very much. It's important questions. I am Thabiso of Kgethogolo. That name must be known. All right. Now, when you go to tires, it says KTS Tire Solutions from Kgethogolo, right? When I go to events infrastructure, it says Kgethogolo Events Infrastructure. So Kgethogolo is a group of companies. So I own 100%. It's an umbrella Kgethogolo. So I'm a 100% shareholder. Yes.
Dumela ntate. Ke kopa ho botsa tjena, ke nna ke Matshidiso, ke mona na Welkom mo Thabong. Ke na le spaza ka mona ka Thulamtwana. Ke batla ho tseba hore na when did you start paying yourself? You said you don't know anything about payslip. When did you start paying yourself and how did you manage to, because no Jinana, as I've started, I haven't paid myself. It's about 6 months to 9 months, eventually really handle a nice big spaza shop. I started paying Moto Am Tusang weekly because there's not much to do. But when do I start paying myself? That's the question. I don't know if it's clear.
It's also it's also important question. When do you start to pay yourself? You know, financial discipline is something that must be with us. I've been with Kgethogolo, KTS, I think for a year. I wasn't getting salary there, but because I've got other avenues, streams of income, I was getting salary, and I was comfortable with that. I start seeing the business after second year to say, look, there's a direction. I'm going somewhere, and I want to tell you, because in the beginning, I was depending on what we say, it's a walk-in customers. So I grew my customer base, all right? So I didn't stay in the shop, I went out to go look for business. I'll make an example. You are saying you go the spaza, you are into grocery store, right? Yes. By now you should be on a database of SASA. You know SASA is supplying, SASA is issuing out RFQs. Yes. You know, RFQ doesn't need you to have a connection. RFQ to go and supply a certain school with a grocer. You see, that's when you increase your income, you know. So, but when you are sitting and depending on the walk-ins, you are also not growing. So, so expand the client base first and see the difference.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
That's some great advice. That's some great advice. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, cool, come. The gentleman as well. You were interested? No, no.
Dumelang Ntate Thabiso. Ha ke tsebe ha ba nampotso ya ka e tlo utlwahala hantle, but ke tla try ho articulate as much as possible. Ha ke tsebe ha baneng ha ke utlwisisa ha baneng you are under a franchise. So my question is, how hard it is ho kena ka hara franchise, and would you advise me as motho a nang le business e ntse batla ho grow ele ya ka ke focus hape on a franchise?
There's the beauty of being under franchise. Everything's got its own. The beauty of being under franchise. Already when you say that, people know the market. So already, but is it in simple? Number one. Number two is the price protection. You know what I'm saying? Price protection, le protection ya business ya how. I know ya Virginia no jina olobula Dunlop. Dunlop ya Welkom haibula kifoni. Do you want that opportunity? Can you go there? Do you understand? That's the beauty of being co-franchising.
No, please come, please, so we get you here.
So on top of that question was, would you advise me, jwale ka ke start this business that I have, who focus on a franchise?
Your business here, the detergents, right? Yes. And you are at the right direction. What I can advise you is to go to the chain stores. All right, have your product at the chain stores, but the product should remain yours. Do you understand what I'm saying? Of course, chain stores are gonna take something, but you own the product. Imagine if your product is now the whole Free State, illy product. How proud you will be for yourself.
Very.
Thank you. Just wanna. I think we can just do one more. Is there one? That's okay. Perfect. Sorry. Please, this way.
Dumela Thabiso. Ke Mpho ka lebitso. Nna ke batla ho tseba ne, for somebody that just started business, So I hear when out kadilo salamiana ulo. So I don't think ore nakono kalagayona you were expected to do some things katlu in terms of financial contribution. For someone that is as old as myself, there is an expectation ore has fedili contribute. That time you must have the discipline, yeah, finance, because you're trying to grow your business. So I just want to know, Hore, what advice would you give me? Because of they're not saying anything. They know you have money, you know the money is there. So that discipline, but then because at the end of the day, you are old, you need to contribute. So how do you tackle body challenges?
Why did you start business?
Okay, so at first it was a thing, I'm not getting a job for what I studied for, because I was working with Sylvan Water, and then Garekatu at the time, Sisam Bloom Water. So then I started a business here who River Body CV. But eventually I hope and pray that it grows to be a recruitment agency. And I'm saying I decided to do the recruitment agency because even within the HR space, I'm passionate about recruitment, the Gara section of HR. So I decided, why not open my own recruitment agency?
So you didn't start to make a living?
I would love that, but also I'm a person who rata talent. That's why I get the recruitment section, Gara HR. So I know, Hore, this is where you source talent. So it's passion, but also I would love to make money and make a living out of it.
You should draw a thin line between passion and make a living. It is important. Know why you started the business. You've got an answer for yourself. You know why you started the business, right? But let me answer your question. You're saying it's expected at home when you come back from your business that you must assist. At a very tender age, how Eskom started or prepaid electricity, I was buying electricity at home. I was buying it. I mean, if it means I can. So I was buying it. But I was able to stock again. You know. So you know the type of business you are in, you know what is your cost, what is your expense, what you can use.
I know there's so many other people that want to ask questions. I mean, we've gone 16 minutes beyond our time. So we're chasing 16 minutes, and time for us is a very big thing. But I want to, so many questions were asked here by these amazing entrepreneurs, I think the one for me is to then just get a sense of understanding, to then say, when you started out your business and over the years in growing your business, what is that thing that you've always lived by that drives you every day to wake up and deliver value for your customers? I mean, quite recently we came from, load shedding is still a pervasive thing. There was COVID, there were lockdowns, and all of these things that are within the economy. But every day you wake up every morning to decide, I've got multiple businesses, they fluctuate, but I'm gonna show up every single day, and I'm gonna show up. Because sometimes we then say, if you say you show up because you have to, because I'm in a disadvantaged position or I'm a young entrepreneur, I think, but he has to because he's privileged. He has to because he's living a better life. So there's this almost, what we then do is that we disconnect ourselves from responsibility because the other person really has to because they're already in a better position.
Look, my brother, the reason is why. It's why I've started. And now it's even worse that I've got people who are depending in that business for a living that I can't even disappoint, And in African culture, 1 is equals to 3 or 5. So I must wake up and I must make it for those people who are depending. I'm a Christian. And I believe that God has trusted me with his blessings so that I can bless others. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, that's a passion. That's why I will wake up every day and make it, whether it's raining or it's not raining, but I must wake up and make it.
Then my second last one, I've added one, just second last one. You know, obviously, and I think I like what this young gentleman was saying here, you've got the frustrations of home, of having to contribute stuff, or just in general with other expenses and maybe a general lack of support, you know. And we've often heard that entrepreneurship in and itself, you know, is lonely and that stuff, and sometimes you might not have support from home. What was your support center, whether it was home or whatever, but where did you get that level of support, and where have you gone to be able to say, this is where I go, heading betil or whatever the case, to sort of recenter myself? And what then would be your advice to these entrepreneurs that every day we're being dealt with one way or another?
Reality is that there's been someone who's been on the same path with me before, you know. But one of my support base now was from home. You know, my home from my mother's side, they've always supported my vision in business. To extend at some point, if I needed some little bit of funding, especially when I'm into a real market now, they will assist me. You know what I'm saying? But also it helps as an entrepreneur to seek for advice from those who've been in business before you. And you must also draw a line between somebody who will advise you to do the right thing and somebody who will advise you because they always wanted to see you failing. You know? So, like any other person, I surround myself with people, and at a particular point, I surround myself with professionals for that matter. My friends are somewhere. So I will ask them, show me, you know, I got this contract, so I saw this clause. What does it mean? Then they will be able to explain to me. And if you are in a space of hiring people, don't be afraid to hire competent and qualified people. Now, my office is very competent, very qualified. I don't struggle to, you know, I just phone, do 1, 2, 3. They can do it. So people often, they surround the batho and have a will to learn from people. You must have a will to learn. We learn every day. When I was sitting there, listening to all the presentations, I was learning. You know, so I surround myself with people that are necessarily, it's not people who are in business, but they can advise properly on how can you approach this one.
Thank you. And we close it off, and I hand over to Spoop, but I ask this last one. What then is your message your final message, or closing words to all these amazing and breadwinners, you know, job creators that are in this room today?
I said to you guys when I started, when I got to this business, I didn't know nothing. I did not even know the tire size of my car. In my 3rd year or 4th year, I'm not sure, I won nationally best dealer of the year. So Dunlop came to me with a presentation saying, look, this is the target, this is what we want you to achieve. And I took that target and I told them that I'm gonna achieve this. You know why? Because I believe so much in myself. More than anyone. You can't come to me and say, hey, what's bad, hot bad. I get it's bad. I know. Like, sure. Do you understand? So there's nothing you can do if you don't believe in yourself. You must first believe in yourself. That is the first one. The second one, giving up shouldn't be something that's running into your mind. You know, when I started that business, man, he's been in business for 20 years. And he said to people, I'm done you. To look at business in you. Business is now I've been there for years now. And he came to me, he's my customer, and he came to me and I thought, what's bad? And I got it. So I'm saying you shouldn't listen to the negative of what people may say about you and your business. You know? And lastly, don't focus on your competition, guys. Don't. Rather learn what they do different from you. Rather learn what they do different from you that makes them to, you know. And if you, any business, don't rely on walk-ins. Go out there and look for business. That's how you grow your clientele. Go out there and look for business. Don't be afraid to ask. Thank you very much.
I think you guys can do better than that. No. I don't even know. Oh, wow. Did you guys enjoy that? Did you guys learn stuff? Did you take notes? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rukman. I really, really appreciate it. So this is what we'd like to do now is just to take a photo. Yeah. You just smile and...
Can I say something before? I'm very passionate about entrepreneur. So this type of sitting is what I'm passionate about as well, you know. So from here going forward, I want to form a relationship or a partnership with T. So whenever you call me, I will come. I won't ask for anything, but I will come. Thanks.
Yo. So while you take, you can just smile. Yeah. No, but a soul, yeah. Just a...
I don't even know how to smile.
Nah, guys, that was amazing. That was amazing. So I recommend, and there was a gentleman who came up here was asking, you know, about being trained, and go to the YouTube channel. All the stuff is on there. If you don't have access to YouTube, our Facebook page, you click on the video section. Every single workshop we've had, the content is there in full 4 hours, and then it's broken down into 30 minutes, 20 minutes. So you've got multiple options. You know, take $20, get on a taxi. If you don't have internet, go to a restaurant or a place that's got internet, invest, spend 2 hours there. You know, sit on the benches as a football racker. Then you learn. Some of the platforms allow you to download offline, so when you're home, even when there's load shedding, you can watch. That's personal. Yo, thank you. I really. So we've got a little something here that we got, obviously, from the exhibitors. The team had bought some stuff from the exhibitors. This is to say to you, you know, keep shining. Your clothes must smell good and be soft. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm now going to hand over to Sbu. Wow, that was amazing. Another round of applause. Sure.